New TV shows come out all the time, and the creators of these shows have all the hope in the world that what they have created will be a hit with audiences. Unfortunately, sometimes show creators miss the mark, misjudge their audience, and release shows that are pure crap. As most TV shows are not breakout hits, the list of bad shows far exceed the list of good ones. In today's video, we take a peek at the 10 worst TV shows of all time. So watch this video till the very end to find out which shows are considered the worst. Number 10. CSI: Cyber. Throughout the years, the CSI franchise had some pretty major hits. For example, its original series, CSI: Crime Scene Investigation, ran from 2000 to 2015 for a total of 335 episodes. But when CSI: Cyber hit the airwaves, led by Patricia Arquette, it only lasted for 2 truncated seasons, and its cancellation put an end to the entire franchise. It was bad for several reasons: the unauthentic tech babble, unbelievable characters like Shad Moss, played by rapper Bow Wow. This hacker also made up his rhymes on the show, and the fact that solving cybercrimes entails a lot of time staring at computer screens, which is not very exciting to watch. Number 9. The Girls Next Door. A mid-2000s reality show, The Girls Next Door centered on Playboy mogul Hugh Hefner's 3 girlfriends at the time: Main Squeeze Holly, Party Girl Kendra, and Goody Two-Shoes Bridget. Reality TV aficionados either hated or loved the show, delighting in the never-ending parties and drama or lamenting the controlling and abusive behaviors of Hef, as well as the overall sexist tone of the program. Now, with 10 years of distance from the finale, it's clear that the show didn't demonstrate healthy relationships, whether they're monogamous or polyamorous. Number 8. Our Cartoon President. A workplace comedy set in the White House and featuring President Donald Trump and various members of his staff, Our Cartoon President was born from a recurring segment on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. It's clear that there's a whole political leaning who wouldn't care for the show, but aside from that group, it seems that viewers mostly dislike the sitcom because it doesn't do anything original. James Pony Wozik of the New York Times put it best when he pointed out that every television show has a Donald Trump, and unless a show has a unique idea about or takes on the man, the market is just too overcrowded. Number 7. The Real World. The first episode of The Real World, the reality show that paved the way for all other reality shows, aired on May 21, 1992. For 33 seasons, groups of strangers have moved into apartments all over the world together, after agreeing to have their lives taped around the clock. In recent years, the ensuing drama has gone from real tensions between people of various backgrounds and viewpoints to fake and calculated drama designed to drive up ratings. For many, it's this shift in tone that has led to their growing distaste for the series. On a side note, Dave Chappelle's Mad Real World is a much more entertaining alternative to the tripe MTV has been bringing us for close to 30 years. Number 6. I Wanna Marry Harry. Before Prince Harry married Meghan Markle and became a doting husband and father, he was a single royal about town. Someone at Fox thought this was the ideal basis for a reality TV show. In a nutshell, 12 American women were presented with a fake Harry. Whether they believed he was the real deal is debatable. The women's cluelessness is profound, wrote People, while the Los Angeles Times summed it up as a practical joke in the form of a reality show. Only 4 episodes aired, so we never got to find out who won. Number 5. Co-ed Fever. After the success of National Lampoon's Animal House, the 3 networks thought they could catch some of that windfall with similarly themed TV shows. The problem was that much of what made Animal House popular was its raunchy, drug, and sex-fueled humor, which didn't have a home on network TV in 1979. Each network had its own family-friendly frat house sitcom, none of which lasted an entire season. But while NBC's Delta House and ABC's Brothers and Sisters managed to hang on for about a dozen episodes, CBS's Co-ed Fever didn't even get a second episode. The premise of Co-ed Fever was that a previously female-only college had recently gone co-ed, and we were to follow the naughty hijinks that ensued from the boys invading the girls' school. The lazy innuendos in the title of the first episode, Pepperoni Passion, was about the extent of the cleverness of the show. CBS didn't air the other remaining 5 episodes that had already been filmed, but it wasn't a total waste. Co-ed Fever's dormitory set was repurposed for the girls' dorm in the first season of The Facts of Life. Number 4. Lawless. While Brian the Boss Bosworth's NFL career was short-lived and fraught with injuries and controversy, He was named to both ESPN's 2004 list of biggest flops of the last 25 years and NFL Network's Top 10 Draft Busts. He nonetheless kept himself in the public eye through his transition to commentator and actor. Even though his would-be star-making vehicle, the 1991 action film Stone Cold, was a critical and commercial flop, Bosworth still kept plugging away at acting throughout the 90s in low-budget, direct-to-video films and guest spots on TV shows. After Stone Cold, Bosworth got his second and final chance at being a top-billed, big-budget star with the Fox series Lawless. Bosworth starred as John Lawless, yes, really, a motorcycle-riding private eye who used to be a Special Forces operative. It should come as no surprise that a premise that sounds more like an SNL skit than a reality show was a flop. But the ever-resilient Bosworth still didn't throw in the towel, further beefing up his acting resume and consistently finding roles in the ensuing 20 years. Number 3. Comedians Unleashed. Animal Planet has a respectable amount of original programming for a basic cable station that usually requires someone to go 2 or 3 plans deep to get it in their package. The key is that much of it's reality-based, not requiring the use of writers, sets, and things of that nature. However, the channel has occasionally dabbled in scripted programming, such as the sitcom Beware of Dog, which had actors providing the inner dialogue of a family bearded collie. They even managed to get 2 aired episodes out of that bizarre premise, which can't make the people behind this entry feel too good about their single episode. Again, not to be confused with another show with the same title, was a show where stand-up comedians did jokes entirely focused on animals. They even got famous comedian Richard Jeni to host the strange show, with a before his breakout appearance by Christy Ilya. It's unclear just how much mileage Animal Planet thought they could squeeze out of a comedy show that was all about a single, ongoing topic, but 1 episode is worth all that we ever got, which seems like plenty. Number 2. Skins. When MTV set out to remake the hit British show Skins, the network was sure it would have a hit on its hands. The scripted series followed a group of teenagers in their last 2 years of high school, engaging in reckless behavior like underage drinking, drug use, and unsafe sex. The show didn't register with audiences here the way it did across the pond, especially when the Parents Television Council accused MTV of child pornography, citing the fact that many of the actors shooting explicit sex scenes were under the age of 18. MTV canceled the series after a single season. Number 1. Heil Honey, I'm Home. And what is likely the most controversial premise of all time for a TV show that made it to air, Heil Honey, I'm Home imagines Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun dealing with their Jewish neighbors as the premise for a wacky sitcom. While Hitler and the Third Reich had been previously parodied in more acceptable ways, most notably Hogan's Heroes and the Mel Brooks comedy The Producers, Hail Honey felt like less of a clever send-up and more like a cheap attempt at shock value. Even though this show should have been shot down at the concept phase and never gotten to air in the first place, clearer heads eventually prevailed and canceled the show after its debut episode, which is a good thing because Hail Honey was only going to get worse. One of the planned plot lines for the first batch of episodes was to center around Adolf and Eva trying to murder their Jewish neighbors. You know, that hilarious old trope. And that's about it for our 10 worst TV shows of all time. Let us know your thoughts in that little box called the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Until next time.